hyperlink, the hypertext wasn't there. So that's weird. But I already had it, so I knew I was sick.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure because I wasn't sure if you, because I like the fact that you're here first. I like the fact that you're always on, prompt and ready to go when we start because it's like before you joined our crew, I used to just do like a little pre-show where I just play some music and then I wait for somebody to show up and everything and blah blah blah. Then we start talking and whatever. But this is nice. I've been really happy that you've been more prompt than everybody else.
Well, I just assumed that when you said 4:30 it's 3:30 my time. I figured you wanted to be there at 3:30. So
sure. Well, but just saying, I appreciate it no matter what. So I mean, it's great.
No problem. That's the deal. You tell me 3:30. I'm there at 3:30.
Oh, good. 3:30.
Speaking of 3:30, you heard about the trees exploding up here, huh?
Oh, Jesus.
What happened?
Now, I have yet to see it in real life because I've heard about it, but I've seen some videos, but I didn't know if they were real videos or AI videos at all,
Well, they don't actually explode. They don't blow up. What happens is that it's frozen, right? And then the sap inside expands. And they get these big cracks in them. And when they snap like that, it sounds like a gunshot.
Wow. It's that cold this winter there.
Dude, it's been 40 below.
My God.
Oh, it's been worse than 40. It's been like 50 below.
Man, I feel guilty because
I had issues with my vehicle. See, I just put a new battery in here about a month ago because of the cold weather. And so I thought with the new battery, I'll have no issues. No issues whatsoever. I got the whole winter taken care of now. I don't have to worry about nothing. Oh no! Friday night or Thursday night, Friday morning. When I was trying to go to work because I work in the afternoons.
Yep.
Yeah, it wouldn't turn over at all, and so I had to get a ride for a couple of days to come to work and everything and ride with other people. And see, it wouldn't be a big deal if I lived in Thief River because then I'd have a guaranteed ride no matter what. But since I live on the opposite side, which is pretty much the same direction or the same mileage or whatever, in Brooks, it's like nobody wants. It's the hardest thing to get people to want to pick me up.
Yeah, but Frank, if you bought a brand new battery and your battery's not coming up, man, that might be your alternator.
It's really that cold, dude.
No,
it's that cold. If you don't plug your vehicle in, it's really that cold.
The battery was cold because it was 50 below. That's why it didn't work.
And truthfully, there's really no way to save that except because when batteries get that cold, I actually worked in auto parts for quite a few years of my life, and when batteries get that cold, the only safe haven. Did you buy a gel filled, an AGM, or did you just buy a traditional battery?
I believe a traditional. It was from
where'd you get it at?
O'Reilly's.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah,
O'Reilly.
If you don't get even an AGM though in this cold of weather, nothing can handle that.
I just don't know. I guess I just never heard of that one before. I guess. I've heard of HDMI before, because that's for high definition stuff.
Get a plug with a light bulb in it and put it under your.
Can't hear you, Tony.
Yeah, you gotta turn your volume up there, Mad Doug.
Sean, do you have a block heater on your car?
No.
Well, they've got those ones you can just take your radiator cap off and drop it in there and it screws right in. Or they have the magnetic ones that stick to the outside of the radiator.
Sure.
To the block.
Sure. Oh, I get what you're saying. Trust me,
really
I love
it.
Get
yourself a light bulb that plugs into your plug, a drop light, put it in there with a blanket.
See, I heard about that too. I heard that somebody told me about a blanket or whatever, like a battery blanket. Is that a thing? The actual thing? Battery blanket?
No, they make drop lights. You ever hear of a drop light?
No.
It's a mechanic's light. You put a light bulb in it and run
Okay.
it to your house and plug it in. Put it
Yeah.
under your hood and shut it with a blanket around it. It'll keep your engine warm and your battery warm. And
Oh.
Oh, you mean, are you talking about the little battery or the little lights in the cage with the little hook?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's-
the funny part about that, though, now, Mad Dog, is, brother, the bulbs are not incandescent anymore like they used to be.
Yeah, I know. You got to get the old-fashioned bulbs.
Do they even make them anymore?
Yeah, they make a regular bulb. I get them all the time.
Wow, that's unusual. I didn't even think they were. I
Because
thought
right now, up here, it's 10 below zero. I got one under my caddy. I don't need it, but my car starts pretty much anytime. But
Well, see,
I
and
got-
I would have figured that I wouldn't have had any issues at all because I thought, well, geez, it's like brand new battery. But I didn't think it was going to get this cold.
yeah,
I
but
had no
50
clue.
below zero, I don't give a shit what
Yeah.
you got. It's cold.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. That made a big difference. But I got running yesterday. It got warmer out yesterday where I got running and everything was fine. It's back to normal now. But it's just weird. It was just like I wasn't prepared for that. But I told
Hey, what you
everybody,
need, Frankie, you need to drink a lot of this and just stay home.
well, I would love to just stay home and not have to work at all a real job. But I don't get paid for this job at all. So
there you go. Mama T's got it.
yeah, that's right. Because when everything goes to worse, there's always alcohol. It's like
Keeps you warm. That's why I still look so young. Alcohol's a preservative.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's,
so is
gray
it
hair.
vomiting fluid.
Yeah. Well, you'll be nice and toasty then, I suppose.
Hey, I've cut way back though. I've cut way back.
You
Yeah,
have
because she don't
I'm
work
down
at
to
a bar
two
no
nights a
more.
week.
2 nights a week.
Sober.
Yeah, she
No,
cut
I
way
mean, I'm
back.
just kidding.
She
I'll believe
cut
that
way
when I
back
see
because
that.
she don't work at a bar no more.
But,
Yeah.
No, the last few weeks since I had my granddaughter. When my granddaughter was here, I didn't drink at all, and I was like, well,
Hi,
I can
Auntie
go-
man.
I don't have to drink every night, like Frankie said last time. I really
I say a
don't.
lot. I say a lot of things last time, So
But no,
anyway,
I cut back to about 2 nights a week. Like last night, I think I had 2 drinks altogether. I was sipping them with supper and came to bed.
And pee in the bed. What? What'd you say? Sip on your supper and pee in the bed.
Sipping my supper and peeing the bed. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Or pee in the supper and sip in the bed. Whatever that is. Fun to reverse words anyway. Well, tonight we have one guest only, and this guy was actually on season 5 of Stranger Things. I said I was going to try to find us a guest from Stranger Things, somebody who is on the show. Now, it's not somebody who's famous from the show, but it's somebody who's an independent actor who has done some things in the world of action, a few things already. He also is a comic book guy as well. He's done some comic book stuff, as he currently is working on as well. His name is Austin Janowsky, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly. He was, if you look at the show, he was one of the dads in the show with in the
that
season.
group, that last group.
Probably. Wow, in one of the opening scenes of the 5th season, I forget which episode it was, but it was one of the current episodes anyway.
Where all the parents were like together and.
Yeah. Where they're like, not being sure why they need their children for, what the deal was and all that stuff. Yeah, which I still didn't understand that, but I guess it's all
because they were trying to protect them.
Yeah, protect. Yeah.
You know what? That's what the government does. It protects us.
Yeah, let's not get into that. I've heard nothing good comes from that. I tell you.
No. We rubbed that line on my show last night. We kind of.
You think I trust the government even more after this weekend? Still? No, I don't trust them at all. I don't trust anybody.
I don't trust either side. That's why I sit right in the middle and laugh at both sides.
We're lucky that
You're
we
all
stay
a
over
bunch
here.
of liars. You're all a bunch of lunatics.
I mean, shooting a guy for protecting somebody, you know, whether people believe what they want to believe, but geez, the guy was he was a nerd for crying out loud. He helped people.
Yep.
You know,
You're already down on the ground. He's already down on the ground. They already disarmed him.
Yeah. They pepper sprayed him too beforehand.
Yeah.
You know? And then they beat him up. And then they shot him. Like, well, what the fuck is that all about?
Yeah,
You
once
know?
you're pepper spray, you're just about harmless.
Well, yeah. And he didn't have a gun. And if he did have a gun, he didn't use it. You know?
He had a gun,
Well,
but they already
he did have a gun on him. The video does clearly show one of the officers, once they had him down on his knees, one of the officers saw it in his holster and reaches down and pulls it out and steps back and he's holding it. Well, the guy had reached like towards his holster, and that's when that first shot went off.
Sure. Well, I don't know.
On the video, you can see it's either his phone or a clip. You know, you can't tell by the video if it's phone or a clip that he has in his hand. But
he don't deserve to die.
It just doesn't make any sense because
you already got him down on the ground. You already got his weapon away from him. Now it's the time to handcuff him and let the court figure it out.
Or just let him go and just like don't need
but if you're trying to play both sides, you know, if you're trying to think about both sides here, he did bring a gun to a protest, which, you know, of course is okay if one side does it, but if the other side does it, then it's not. I don't understand that. That's why I say both sides are fucked in the head.
Well, yeah, because, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's embarrassing on Minnesota's part because, you know, I love my state. You know, I grew up in the state and I live in the state. It's like, you know, it's like, I'm glad. See, what I don't understand is why people consider Minneapolis, Minnesota. Like, they think it's the only part of Minnesota.
They are basically a sovereign nation. Like, this shit does not happen in any other state.
Well, it does, but
I mean, not to this extent, though.
No. This all has to do with President Trump's hatred for Tim Walz. That's the only reason why this is going on. If Tim Walz was to agree to be a running mate of Kamala Harris, this would not be happening. I guarantee it. Guarantee. Because nobody, before this all happened, before the election happened, I doubt Donald Trump knew who Tim Walz was.
Yeah.
So
he's a piece of shit anyway. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just
they both are.
To
be honest,
they both are. Because like our state's no different than California. It seems like now. You know?
Well, let's have a shot at Crown Royal on that one.
Yeah. And the guy's out or anyway. You know? Well, anyway,
you want to take a shot? I'll take a shot. Remember in Rocky?
I took a shit earlier. If that helps. You know?
Oh God, Frankie! Come on, Frankie.
We'll take our shots. You take your shits.
We don't want to picture that. Look at that nice, big, healthy glass.
Oh goodness!
Like cough medicine. I'll just have a Coca-Cola.
That'll warm you up.
This will warm me up too.
Anthony.
I haven't had a drink since yesterday, so.
Yeah, you're due. You're definitely due for a drink, sir. Well,
oh my gosh, you can see it. You can see it now.
I'm allergic to alcohol. Every time I drink it, I break out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard that one before, and you definitely used that saying before. Let's see. I want to show you some funny pictures here before we really start the show here. Because we're still on the pre-show.
The alcohol gave me anal glaucoma.
The what?
Gave me anal glaucoma. When I drank, I couldn't see my ass going to work the next morning.
Oh yeah, that almost sounds like optical rectimitis. Ever heard that one before? Optical rectimitis?
No, anal glaucoma.
That's where your eyes cross your ass and you have a shitty outlook on life, sir. Optical rectimitis, sir.
Optical rectimitis.
Optical rectimitis.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I just didn't say it right. I'm drunk.
That's right. You can't get drunk that quick already.
How did your mom feel about you talking like this on your mom is watching? How does she feel about you with this show and how you talk on it?
2 hours ago.
What is he thinking about me talking this way? I'm an adult. I can talk however I want.
Oh,
I don't
you're a
worry
big
about-
boy. You're a big
I don't
boy
worry
now,
about censoring
Frankie.
myself.
You'll
I mean,
kiss your mama with that mouth, Frankie?
yeah. Well, I don't French kiss her or anything like
Oh, Frankie.
What?
that. I'm just kidding. She don't even know what that is anyway, so she'd be totally lost too.
Really? Your mother doesn't know what a French kiss
Here's
is?
to you, boys. Happy Christmas.
Not at all. I just say these words to make you want to drink more. So
Do you know what an Australian kiss is?
no.
It's the same thing as a French kiss, but down under.
Oh my God. That's gross.
Wow.
I like that one up.
You can tell the virgin in the group.
Hey, I ain't no fucking virgin there, dude. I don't say that.
Hey,
Guy's a
hey,
real
what's
person.
the language?
Yeah, we got a lady
I
present,
like the
right?
bearded clam.
Where?
All right. Well, I got some more pictures for you guys.
I know fucking lady.
I know how much you love my pictures of my AI artwork here, my digital artwork. My art teacher would probably be proud of me. All these different photos and stuff. Like say
What you
AI.
got today, TMNT?
Well, I actually got we
I'm looking at your shirt.
Well, oh yeah, turtles and
I think last week it was Goonies, wasn't it?
probably maybe. I got a lot of shirts. I got a lot of themed shirts. I got AEW shirts too, and wrestling shirts, and all types of stuff. But that's not what I'm showing you today. I'm showing you. Well, John, if John would have been here, Mr. Roberts, but he had a hockey game, I guess, and Sam's not going to be here because he's sick. So it's just us today and our special guest later on. But John wanted to be a bobblehead, right? He requested to be a bobblehead. Well, I made a few of us into bobbleheads. I actually made, a version of what Mama T would look like if she was the 11 character from Stranger Things as a bobblehead. I mean, I don't know.
How the fuck does
I mean, does he look? I don't know. The face doesn't look like it matches. It looks more like 11 than it does.
looks like a dude
Yeah, kind of. With shaved head and everything.
in a dress?
Yeah, and dirty
What's
shoes.
that thing hanging between your legs, Mama T?
Oh, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Well, we were talking about a possible match between you or Mad Dog and Max Payne. Well, I didn't make a poster for it, but I did turn you guys into action figures in a 2-pack. So here's what you look like in that form.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I wanted to have it be more like where you guys were looking at each other, kind of like a
Can I
face to
get that
face.
at Target?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hold on, keep that up. I want to take a picture of that.
All right.
Oh, I got it.
I can always send you the actual image too if you want.
Yeah, I want that. Send it to me. Absolutely. How come I'm
And
in a
then,
Hawaiian shirt, Max Payne's in his get up? I look like a fat guy on a Sunday stroll down on the beach.
Because this is your shirt that I use for your Stranger Things season 6
Oh,
photo.
okay. I was gonna
Tony,
say.
that's the
So
crown.
the AI takes that
Royal.
image and it just kind of does whatever.
That's the
But I
crown.
like how. Yeah. Anyway, so this is you guys, and then John Roberts. He wanted to be a bobblehead.
That looks like us a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, John Roberts, he wanted to be a bobblehead too. So I made a couple versions of his, but because of our big discussion last week when we talked about one of the things we talked about last week. Anybody remember?
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
He wanted to be a bobblehead. He didn't want to be
Action figure.
an action
Yeah,
figure.
but what we talked about something there's something that we covered that I went back on and watched because I always watch the episodes after we're done, and it was a funny little segment for it lasted a good couple minutes until I changed the subject. What did we talk about? Anybody remember? I know what it is. But,
I went back and watched it too, but I can't remember what
all
it
right.
is.
Well, I know he found this funny because I sent these to him earlier on, but here we go.
Big dick energy. Right.
Yeah.
Just make
right.
sure in the head just to make the decks look bigger.
It's
Yeah.
big
okay, I
tech
remember that.
energy. Yes, I remember now.
And that's one of them. Here's another one. and Busch Light can.
Ha, hell yeah.
And here's the better one, I would say.
You got to send that to him. Oh, that's cool.
That's a pretty big deck, huh? With the
Yeah, he
bushes
has a big deck.
It smells like roses.
You got to send that to him, man. Like
I
right
already
now.
did. I already did. He loved it. I sent it to him while he was announcing his hockey game. So I hope he like spilled his beer or whatever. While he's-
Spit take.
yeah.
Why is he
And
got
then-
a cane? Is he hurt his leg or something?
Well, he's old, man.
He ain't
You know,
old. I got him by 10 years.
not really.
But
He
you
got the
didn't
body
survive
of.
it-
He got
you
the
didn't survive an airplane crash either, man.
yeah. He got the body of a 90-year-old.
Yeah, but hey, Max Payne, us getting thrown around for 30 years is like surviving an airplane wreck.
Oh, you're right there, brother. I'll give you that. It's because he asked me about that, and I said, he goes, "How many bones you broke?" And I
You
haven't.
got to
broke-
remember something. I did them little church hall things. Them rings we were in, there was no padding underneath. There was just plywood and canvas.
Ugh.
Well, here's the last one that I made. It includes pretty much all of us. Well, I try to include everybody. I think because of Ken and Mad Dog almost wearing the same shirt, they got confused a little bit. So I don't know who it added, but you can guess. It's all of us.
Nice.
And there's a hidden Easter egg in this one too. Can you see what the Easter egg
Where's
is?
me at?
You're in
That's
there.
fun.
Easter egg.
There's an Easter egg in there. What do you see in the picture? That something that happened to one person other than and nobody else.
My nose is bleeding.
There you go.
I still don't see me.
You're in there. You're right next to John there. You're wearing the Hawaiian
I'm
shirt.
cut out. I'm cut out on my picture here.
Oh,
I can't see it all. Next to John is oh,
because you're right next to Max too. Sure, everybody else can see that.
It's so funny.
Yeah, let's make Mama T like 11. So see
Mama T, what were you snorting all night?
When I use my powers, my nose bleeds. Hello.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Did you not watch the show at all?
No, I don't watch. No, I do not watch it at all.
Well, then you're missing out because you're missing out on a
Really?
great show.
Yeah,
Robert, seriously.
Actually, so I'm totally up to speed now, man.
Good.
I
Good.
gotta watch it. Where do I catch it at? Oh, I don't
It's
stream.
on
So.
Netflix.
Netflix.
Well, Netflix is the only place you can catch it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to start catching up. I do have Netflix.
Well,
Yeah, you said you don't stream. That's good.
it's worth watching, brother.
It is.
It is
What-
worth watching.
It
With
is.
the surround, with a big ass TV and a surround sound system, a really nice
It's
surround.
addictive.
I have that. I have a 70-inch with surround sound.
Or
Okay.
do you have an
But-
addictive personality?
But remember, it's not something you sit down and watch in fucking 2 hours and go, okay, cool, man. It's
Yeah.
it's an
Took
adventure.
me 3 days to watch all 5 seasons.
Yeah, it'll take you fucking a couple of days. And if you've never seen it, you really should watch. You should at least watch the first season so you know who all the characters are, because you need to know who 11 is and where she came from. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have to start from the beginning. Absolutely.
You have to understand the reason.
I got to tell you, it fucking pissed me off. I mean, I know what they had to do, and they resolved it as good as they could. But I will go back and say what I said to you, Frankie. I think you and I talked about this before. Everybody shut up the last time. I am absolutely convinced that the reason they set this up in the end the way they did is they are going to make movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on record right now and say, yes, Stranger Things is over as a series.
Yeah.
They're going to do like they did with like Sex in the City and, all the, great series like that, like Star Trek. I really believe the way they're going to continue, because they made it, first of all, 11, they left it wide open that she's not dead.
Oh yeah.
I think they already have the play out that explains before the kids, like when the parents were in high school.
Right. And then but then on top of that though, Mama T, don't you think the way, when it all ended, if you're not looking at how much time's left, you think, oh wow, how are they gonna do, then they explain everything, with the D&D moment at the end, and with Mikey telling the story about her. The way they left it is it would be completely feasible that
If Mike found that spot.
That Mikey's ending is true, right?
And he finds that spot with the waterfalls.
Right. He goes and finds
spot.
He's there, and the reason he does is because there's trouble back in Hawkins, and so I just really think that in 5 years from now they're all adults, they're all grown up, they've all continued on in their life, and they all have to come back together because Henry didn't die somehow, there's a new challenge, and I just really think I'm going to go on record saying that I really think that in 5 years, 10 years, they'll make a movie.
Kind of like when you watch It, and they've got the other chapters of It.
Right, exactly.
20 years later.
Well, the only reason I say this, Frankie, is this. Okay? The one thing Hollywood continues to fucking prove to us is that they cannot let something die with dignity and just be fucking done.
Sure.
I really would like to believe that because it's such a great series, to leave it in that fantasy, to me, would be perfect. I agree with you. It should be that way, but Hollywood looks at one thing and one thing only: dollars. And Netflix had obviously made so much money from streaming things. Think about a motion picture now that they could easily, if they made a motion picture in 5 years, they'd make $2 billion off of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They're not going to lose that franchise. It's like fucking gold in the bank.
Pretty much. And that's the thing about it. It's like, that's what I don't understand. It's like all of a sudden, it's like I like the fact that they gave us, an ending, but it's like I didn't really think about it much until I started seeing this whole conspiracy gate or conformity gate thing, And I was hoping too, just like everybody else, that maybe they would do that to us and show us the actual last episode that's supposed to be longer and blah 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 and all that. I didn't think about it until literally after I started hearing things about it, But then when nothing happened, I was like, oh, There's a lot of news organizations on Facebook that have, as long as you see that they have a verified check, or are legit sources, and they were going along with it too, thinking that this was going to happen, but it was never confirmed or denied by Netflix. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break here before we start the next hour here, or our first hour. This has been our pre-show. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to do here today on this week's episode of Frankie Sloss's Renegade Radio. So stick with us. We'll be right back and see you in a little bit.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
There you go.
What year was that? Do you know?
Well,
I know what it was.
95,
That's old. That's old because he
85.
Kurt's dead. Even though for God's sake, that's back there. Yeah,
That's 1990.
yeah. I was gonna say no sooner than or no later than 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that video I sent you today?
Which one was that? Because you've sent a lot of videos.
With CM Punk, he was wrestling. Like there was like 10 people in the crowd. It was the old IAW.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back and look at that because I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Tony. Sorry,
It was
brother.
in an old warehouse, dude. It was fucking. It was like unbelievable. It was like when Punk was just like a youngster. It was in 1992
Wow.
or maybe
okay.
2002, maybe.
Probably, yeah. Because
I was fucking in Europe in 1992.
2002. It was I think it was IAW or IWA or whatever. He was wrestling some guy I never even heard of, but the guy was pretty good. But it was Punk at his youngest. There was like 10 people in the crowd, and it was a TV taping.
Mike,
it was in an old beat up warehouse. Like they had cardboard boxes everywhere, like garage doors and beat up drywall hanging down everywhere. It was a classic match, dude.
oh yeah.
It's the way it was when I was there. You know, that's what I did. I actually did a backyard match, or I was kind of embarrassing coming out, but it's what we did, man. Fuck.
Yeah, of course.
I remember jumping off the dude's house into the fucking ring.
That's because all the small territories were fucking gone, and there was no way for you to get into business back then. You had to, yeah. I mean, how were you to get? I mean, that you know, there was. I mean, what the fuck did you do? I mean, where did you start?
Yeah, well, Mick Foley was there, and Mick Foley said, "Dude, they're taping me so that McMahon could see me." And he goes, "I'm going to jump off this house into this ring with a bunch of light bulbs, fluorescent lights attached to me." And he goes, "You might want to do whatever you can because they're going to be watching me." And that sick son of a bitch did, dude. Like, it was like a backyard wrestling match type deal, dude. I'm like, you're out of your mind, because Mick Foley lived at one point in Pittsburgh, but he lived in a place called Mount Oliver, which is like a couple neighborhoods away from me, for a brief stint. And then he moved up the area, and then from where he went from there, I don't know. But he actually did live around here, and he was doing some as much as he could in our neighborhood. You know, we were wrestling actually in the old Jehovah's Witness building. But yeah, so I got to know Mick when he was in his early stinky ages.
Mick is like a fucking cat with 9 lives, and he lived 8 of them.
Yep.
That motherfucker's lucky to be walking down the street. In fact, it blows me away that he's still mobile, because I know how bad I hurt, and I took some crazy ass fucking bumps. But Mick, Jesus, I've told this story before, but we had this match called the Chicago Street Fight, and with the Nasty Boys, and the Nasty Boys were out for vengeance because I'd hurt Knobs, and it's a long story, but I'll never forget, after the match, it was still daylight because it was in the summer. It was probably 8:30 at night, and we had walked. He's so funny, man. He knew all the greatest, cheapest hotels in the world, and I did the road with him for a year, and we were staying at like a Motel 6 or a Red Lion or some shit like that. And after the match, I don't know if you've never seen that match. You owe it to yourself to go see it. The Chicago Street Fight between Mick and I and the Nasty Boys, and it's fucking brutal. And he takes this bump off the stage onto concrete, and I get smashed in the fucking head. I had a concussion that night. That's what always scares me about CTE. You know, my memory is already starting to wane. But we were walking through the parking lot that night, and he was coughing stuff up. And I am not kidding you. He spit something out in the parking lot on our way back to the hotel that night, and I thought it was his liver. I mean, I swear to God, it was. I've never seen it. The memory of it hitting the ground. You know, it wasn't mucus. I don't know what it was, but I swear to God, it looked like a piece of his liver and a large piece.
Oh, God.
You need to go to the hospital. No, I'm okay. And I'm like, are you sure? And I remember that night like it was yesterday. I mean, I remember the feeling of walk because we didn't even take our clothes off. You know, we didn't even take our gear off. We came to the arena dressed and we went back to the hotel dressed because we were on before the end of the show, so none of the marks would be immediately. But I'll never forget that moment, man. He's an amazing guy. He's still alive.
Did you see that documentary with him and The Rock, where Rock beat him in the head with a chair so many times like you could actually see his skull hanging out?
That was beyond the match. Beyond the match.
That's the one where Nicole sitting ringside with their kids.
Yeah.
The dark set. No, what was it called?
What was that?
Beyond the match. That was one of the first wrestling documentaries to actually get DVD approval.
Yeah, but the funny part about it is they still kept kayfabe in that. They didn't break kayfabe in that movie.
No, that was the first time I ever saw a documentary on wrestling that showed you the real life of, because Tony Atlas was in that a lot, and they're showing how he was this big superstar, and then all of a sudden his blood broke, and blah blah blah. They're showing about Jake the Snake Roberts at the time. And,
part of that I'm blackballed in the wrestling business is because that's one of the things I've always said, and it's amazing is, wrestlers, if you think about it, and it's a shame. It really is a shame. But wrestlers are the last bastion of athletes who don't have a union to protect them. They have no pensions. They have no mandatory health care. I'm sure it's different in the WWE now, but I would bet you money that as soon as they leave the WWE, it's probably strong while they're there. But I would bet you money that once you leave the WWE, I don't know though. I don't know this. I'm speaking completely out of my ass, but that's the thing about that organization is not notorious for taking care of people so that they can stay alive once they've completely sacrificed their bodies. And now the business is so different. People they make great sacrifices, yes, but I think the new modern wrestler has a different mentality towards the business than it did then. And
I know AEW. I know Tony Khan takes care of his superstars. I do. Oh yeah, he has plenty of money, so he was not like, I mean, he was his own company, but his dad had money and stuff. They owned the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they decided, well, they want to own a wrestling company too, and because Tony was such a big wrestling fan, and so they created AEW with some help of wrestlers and everything. And Chris Jericho was one of the biggest supporters of that at the time. That's why he got the biggest push in the beginning, because he was kind of the boss too, kind of.
The thing is this, man, is I think it was 1985 when the NFL went on strike, and Gene Upshaw created the players union and finally protected the NFL players. Because I mean, think about it. Yeah, okay, now it's 85. Now that's 45 years ago, 50 years ago. Now it seems ancient, but there was no football. There was no protection for the NFL players beyond the moment of playing in the NFL. NFL guys were really no different than they had no union. They had no protection. And so when Gene Upshaw powerfully created the union for the NFL players and gave them the ability to take care of themselves, so now they do have protection. Do have ways of protecting their money. They have health insurance beyond after they've sacrificed their lives, because these guys go into that, and even by today's standards, what's the average length of an NFL player's lifetime? What, maybe if you're lucky 6 or 7 years that you're in the NFL, and then if you're really lucky, maybe you get 10 if you're a quarterback who's got an offensive line that's protecting you. But when Gene Upshaw took the role as the the union rep, and the average life of an NFL player was 3.3 years because they just introduced AstroTurf, and all AstroTurf was indoor outdoor on concrete, and these guys were playing fucking football on concrete. And the one of the biggest fights they fought for was fixing the surface that they played for, because it only behooved the NFL to take care of their players to last longer. So anyway, the union started, and everything happened because of Gene Upshaw. And I loved Gene Upshaw. I could sit here and tell you the whole story behind the formation of the NFL union, because I always believed at that time, that's when I said to myself, you know what, wrestling needs that union. And I heard a story just 3 years ago that Gene Upshaw, or that Jesse Ventura, speaking of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura was on an elevator in a hotel, like, I don't know, I don't even know what time period it was in his life. He was on an elevator in actually I do know, because this is when Jesse got kind of blackballed out of the WWF. Is not kind of, he did. He was standing in an elevator, and Gene Upshaw got on the elevator. And I know this is a fact because I've read it in his book now, and I have heard multiple people tell me this story. Jesse got on the elevator and stood there, and Gene Upshaw got on the elevator at the next floor and didn't say a word to Gene, and Gene didn't say a word to Jesse or anything. And right when Gene started to get off the elevator, he turned and looked at Jesse and he said, "You boys need a union." That's when the whole shit fell apart. And if you've ever read anything about Jesse, you know, everybody was yay, yay, yay. And he got to Vince's office to start the union, and Hogan was with him. And when he looked behind him, there was nobody there.
Sure. Well, I got a new book here that I got during the holidays that I haven't shown you guys yet. Well, a good read. This is a new AEW book. This is what Keith Elliott Greenberg wrote this book, along with some members of the AEW roster. And it's a really good book. It's very, very thick. It's about the first 6 years, I believe, of AEW. It's called This Book is All Elite. It has a lot of cool stories about how it got started, how people were thinking that it was going to last that long because, you know, it's a young company trying to be like everybody else. But I'm so grateful that this company got started because I was, like I told you before, I'm more of a huge WCW fan than I was WWF because I watched WCW more than I watched the WWF, you know, just because. And AEW definitely reminds me of WCW. A lot of people have said that they've seen what.
I knew you were a big fan of theirs.
Yeah. So
I think anytime there's competition, there is nothing better for the McMahon family than great competition. And the AEW, you know, and now in the world, to be honest with you, there is certainly room for more than one organization. You know, Vince doesn't get to be the only guy anymore. And for many, many years, he crushed everybody's soul and was the only guy on the block, and to the detriment, like Mad Dog was just talking about. You know, in the early 90s, if you were trying to get into wrestling, there was no way in except extremism, or if you were, you know, there was no little territories, and those little territories is where you broke your, you know, that's where you got, you know, so you weren't wet behind the ears any longer. That's where you broke your teeth, you know, and those were all gone. And it's nice that there's competition, that there's other places you can go.
Okay.
So I love the fact that there's somebody else out in the world competing with Vince McMahon.
Well, yeah, and you know, like I don't watch wrestling every week like I used to, but when they put pay-per-views on, like this weekend, you know, Sunday or Saturday is the Royal Rumble. That's why I aired that little piece or whatever from a little bit of history anyway. Of course, they're having it in Saudi Arabia this year, but next year's WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia.
Well, because the Saudis took it over now.
Well, it's just like WWF or WWE is not like how it used to be. You know, they want to charge people too much money for things. AEW's like that too, but they're not nearly like that. They will make things affordable for people to like they're going to be coming to the cities again here pretty soon, and they'll make things affordable so people can actually go and enjoy the actual event and not have to get a loan from the damn bank or whatever just to go to a wrestling event. You know, I do not like how WWE is charging too much money for everything. We're going to go to SummerSlam in the cities, and yeah, I don't think it's going to happen now because if they're going to charge $1,000 a ticket, you know, and just for one night, you know, not offering combo packs or anything like that, the most I'd be willing to pay is at least maybe $300 or $400 for a 2-night combo. But we don't even know the damn card yet at all. You know.
Hey, I gotta tell you something. Paul White, the Big Show. I had a Make-A-Wish kid. I took in a limo. One of these promoters in Pittsburgh set me up with I got to meet Paul White behind stage with this Make-A-Wish kid. And when Paul White, I told him, I said, you know, I wrestled. I said, look, nothing like you guys. I was this, you know, church hall type of, and he said, look at me. He goes, don't give me none of this like you guys. He goes, you took your bumps and everything too, buddy. He goes, I appreciate you guys because I was one of you guys before I got here. He goes, don't never sell yourself short like that. Look what you're doing for this Make-A-Wish kid. I could see in his eyes that he idolized watching you. And he goes, when I walked in the room, he was sitting next to you and he hadn't taken his eyes off you once. He goes, here I am, a superstar. He put us up in a box with all the old wrestlers and shit. And every time it comes to Pittsburgh, I was invited with that kid there. And he never forgot me. And I'll never forget that, man.
That's nice.
Like,
Nice.
It makes you feel like you were special. I mean, I never made it to the Big Show, nor did I want to, but I wanted to. Nor did I.
Yeah, of course you wanted to, because I can only imagine, you know, back in the day, and you guys just hated what a match between you and Max would be.
I didn't have the talent like Max. I didn't.
No, but I mean, say if you did though. Say if you guys got to wrestle each other, or say if there's some dark match that we don't know about that exists that you guys got to cross paths and everything. I can only imagine how much of a good match you would have gave us, you know.
I told you my first match against Snooker, they wanted me to go over on him, and I'm a greenhorn. And I said to Snooker, I said, there's no way. I got fucking 150 of my friends out there want to see you splash me and roll me up, and you're going to do that. He goes, you know, you'll never work around here again. If you do that, the promoter says you're going over. I said, no, I ain't, motherfucker. You're coming off them ropes. You're going to kill me. And I want you to hit me good. And I want my friends to see. He goes, we can't do it. I said, don't worry about me working ever again. This is my moment. Come on. Every man dreams of heaven. Even if he was way past his prime and his tits were sagging, I didn't give a fuck. I mean, like, dude, you're doing it. When he hit me and rolled me up, the promoter was going ape shit nuts. You know, who is this? Who are you? Who do you think you are calling the match? And I walked out there with a smile on my face, and all my friends hugging and kissing me and buying me beers all night. You just got splashed by Snook. I can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, that was more well worth the price of the admission.
So speaking of which, so you know, you were talking about how these tickets are getting so expensive for the matches. Everybody's in an uproar now about FIFA now too. They're bringing it over here. The World Cup's going to be hosted by 3 countries this year, like 17 cities, 16 cities, something like that. And like 11 of them are in the United States. A couple are in Canada. There's one or two in Mexico. And these tickets are freaking outrageous. And people are trying to come from, you know, where the soccer like is from. Like they want to come over and watch it, and they can't afford the plane tickets, much less the plane tickets, plus the room and board, plus the tickets to the freaking. Plus now everybody's worried about their visas too, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I just, you know, it just bothers me that, you know, I like back in the day, growing up, I never got to go to any events because my folks didn't believe in that. They thought they didn't want to invest in the fact that I was watching fake shit on TV, you know. But now all of a sudden, Dad, you know, we'll sometimes watch wrestling. He knows what, you know, he knows a little bit more about it than before. And he'll watch it with me sometimes. But it's like, but before he would never let me go to any events or whatever because there's times.
Shit.
when Nitro was coming to Fargo. And they came to Fargo a few times, and Thunder and all that stuff was in Fargo. I wanted to go. All my friends got to go, but I didn't get to go. I didn't actually go to my first actual live real pro wrestling event until about 2013. You know?
You know what's ironic about that, though, Frankie? Let me tell you a story that's ironic about that. When I was in the WWF in '95, it was the worst year in the history of the business for them. That was after Hogan had gone on Arsenio and lied his ass off that he'd only done steroids 7 times. And, you know, if Hogan could have completely changed the business and taken care of it and done so many great things, but instead he decided, and that was the moment when I'm sorry, I'm one of those guys, and I was then, and I've been very boisterous about I didn't like Hogan, because that to me was the biggest betrayal. I mean, if he would have gone on Arsenio and said, you know what, I did do steroids, but you know what, I'm not doing them now, and I'm gonna, you know. But the reason he did that is because that way he could continue to do steroids, he could continue to lie, and he betrayed a lot of people, and that's why the business went in the shitter, was for no other reason than when Hogan went on Arsenio and lied to everybody about doing steroids, and everybody could tell he was fucking lying. And, you know, the problem with the business, you know, at that time in 1995, when it was that shitty, the problem is, and this is what breaks my heart that Vince forgets about, and then just like right now, just like what Mama T was talking about, that all of a sudden shit's, you know, here's FIFA, they're finally coming to the United States, and the first thing they want to do is rape us. They don't want to come here and really build and establish soccer by fucking, you know, making it affordable so that all of the proletariat can go watch it and enjoy it. You know, when in 1995, and you guys, if you don't remember it, I'll refresh your memory. The fucking business was so bad. They were doing fucking high school gyms for Monday Night Raw, and they couldn't give the fucking tickets away. They had to fucking have the audience sit in one section, and they'd never show you the fucking section because
they black out the other.
Because it got so fucking bad at that time. And that's the shit right there that breaks my heart but that's business. I mean, if you get supply and demand, isn't it? If the WWF can get $15,000 a ticket to sit ringside at Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, well, fuck, man, they can get it. So, you know, but I remember.
But ringside is different, though. General admission tickets shouldn't be thousands of dollars.
Yeah, no, but that's the problem, Mama T. The only reason I said the ringside seats are 14 grand is because if fucking ringside's 14 grand, the nosebleed section's $1,000, you know, and the average person can't afford that. Not to mention, guarantee you, just to walk in, just to park is another $100 to another $150. Then you want to buy a fucking T-shirt. If you go do that, that's another $500 to fucking outfit your family in nice fucking wear. And then let's not talk about how much the goddamn food is at the arena. So you're talking, you know, even if the receipts are $2,000 a piece and you take 4 people with you, by the time you get done with that night, hotel, everything, you're talking 10 grand to go see a wrestling match in the nosebleed section. That's bullshit. That's just fucking bullshit. And, you know, one of these, you know, and unfortunately, that's the way capitalism works. That's never change. It's going to get worse, not better.
And see, I've always wanted to cater an event like that, or not cater, but have a food stand and have the best food for the cheapest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how much money you could rake in? Because it would be the only stand that has everything $5 or less. You wouldn't be able to keep up.
But that's the problem, though. That's the problem with the business. See, the business now looks at wrestling. It's not like it was when the business wasn't like it is now, where if you charge somebody $5 a ticket and you fill the house for $5 a ticket, well, then you make, you know, the guys that were promoting the arena, they made, you know, 10 times their money. But now, when they advertise and they build these shows, they don't think 10 times. they think hundreds and thousands of times the money it costs to perpetuate an event like this. And so everything they do, you know what it is? It's now
Greed.
it is. It's greed. Now it's Wall Street. You know, it's just like when Vegas was taken over by Wall Street. You used to could go to Vegas and they would give you food to get you there because they just wanted you there to gamble, and they would go, okay, hey, come and have a buffet for $25. There ain't a buffet in Vegas that's less than probably $100 to $150 now. And they just don't do that anymore. They don't think that way because they don't have to. Because now the world is willing to pay, exorbitant prices. Because if you can't, well, then it's okay to be poor.
Well, speaking of which, it's not to switch stories or whatever, but we definitely have not a whole lot of time here today. But I want to say that tonight our special guest will be Austin Janowsky. He'll be joining us here at the top of the hour. He was one of the dads that was on Stranger Things, and he's a good actor. Huh?
He was Debbie Miller's dad, Holly's best friend.
Sure. And that'll be great. That'll be fun to finally have somebody from the show tell us his experience and stuff, because it's like you always kind of wonder. You see the behind the scenes. I have yet to watch the documentary because I don't feel like crying. I did enough of that during the last episode, So it's like, well, in the final scenes, we'll say, not the whole college.
Dude, I cried the damn series on the last one because there's so much shit in it that just makes you go, God.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, we also want to add a little humor to the show today. So, Mama T, I've been trying to help you, trying to get some great guys in your life, and then you've been interested in none of them. But I'm going to keep trying. I found a couple more that might tickle your fancy. We'll just say, no pun intended.
I think my best quality as a lover is coming second. Hi, I'm Wayne. I am in sales. I was almost sure I was going to be in the FBI, because of a couple of things in high school that became no longer a possibility for me. I've met a lot of women, and I've gone on a number of dates. One woman told me that I was coming on strong, and another woman has also told me that. I was dating a woman who had a younger brother who's in school, high school. He came into my place of work so I could fit him for a tuxedo for his prom. We were having a really good time. So when he asked me to buy him some beer, I did it, and ultimately told his sister what I did. So that one, I don't really see how I could have done better there. If you're not looking for kids, you're not looking for me. So salute and carry on. My mother was a big smoker, and frankly, the smell makes me think of her. So honestly, I prefer smokers. My biggest hobby is actually writing. Most of those stories are about sort of strong, muscular men attacking beasts and saving women. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to write on my own. It's just something that's, I guess it's pretty silly sounding, but maybe you're interested. I have to be honest, I don't really like being single. I'm alone with my thoughts and saying things like stand up straight. So where those thoughts come from is definitely a good question. But I think mostly it comes from my father, who I don't really know very well.
Oh, my Mama T.
Mama T.
You attract the real strange ones, Mama T.
Yeah, no kidding.
You've met my exes.
Well, one of them.
He was kind of cute. He was kind of,
well,
I think that was the best one you've had so far.
Hey,
okay, well,
that's one.
His best quality as a lover. All right, I can go for that.
okay, but maybe
As long as my hips don't break in the process.
Well, maybe you like a guy with a beard. You ever like guys with beards? A guy with a beard.
No
a guy
comment.
with a beard can go a long way. No pun intended.
You like guys with beer bellies?
Yeah.
No comment.
Like guys with big schmeckles. Anyway.
Big Schwarzens?
That's right. Well, here's a guy that I think would really be up your alley, and I think this would be the perfect. I think if anything, this guy would probably be the perfect guy for you.
Sir, my name is London. I'm here to find my soulmate. At this point, I'm thinking just about anyone would be just fine. Anybody that can spend the time with me is somebody worth spending time with. I have several pastimes. I enjoy nightlife. I enjoy the club scene. I love dancing, yes. I'm big on dancing. It's a great way to meet people. I have a unique culinary gift in which I am capable of creating delicious meals on the shoestring budget. So the perfect first date would involve a beach. What we do on the beach is rather unimportant because it is the beach and there's fun to be had there regardless of activity. And so I might take my date to the pier. We may stroll upon the pier and enjoy a soft pretzel.
I think he has
I'm telling you what,
a
man.
soft pretzel,
dude.
and why does he remind me of Napoleon Dynamite?
Why does he remind me of somebody I dated 2 weeks ago?
Like no, the way he talks, and like as soon as he said something about dancing, all I could see was Napoleon Dynamite up on the stage.
Well, that egghead, I don't know, gotta go.
You know what scares me about guys like that? That you know, I don't know where you get these clips, and they're obviously work. But what really scares you about that clip is all I can think about. All I can think about is what? How does this guy actually differ in real life? If that's an act, what's the guy like when he's not playing this character doing this stupid dating service thing?
Does he still have the beard, I wonder? Because, you know, a lot of these are from the 80s and 90s clips, you know, VHS updates, you know.
Does he have a neck?
And I'm sorry, you know, if you had, look, and I'm the first, if I was bald, I'd be the first guy, you know what, shave that. I mean, get at least a short haircut. But when you have, man, you could use you could use the top of his head as a mirror. Shave that shit off. It isn't a river in Egypt denial. It's just not.
Hey, he can put his head in the coconut.
No, I hate to say this, you guys. No, I honestly, I'm not. This isn't meant as an insult. But if you're losing the hair on the top, don't try to make up for it on your face. It's not a good look.
That's why I have all my hair in my teeth.
What are you talking about?
You get this trimmed. You're like, it doesn't. It's not like you're trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta come over.
You know how long hair hanging.
That's how you know a guy is getting old. His hair travels from the top of his head down his face and down his back.
Well, what about antique man? I mean, you talk about a guy that has a full head of hair. I mean, what, you know, maybe we need a nice
hair. I see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's it, brother.
Antique man got chest hairs that long.
There's also a curse if you're a former wrestler, because you know the problem is I still have all my hair, and as I get older, because both of my shoulders don't have rotator cuffs in them, it's so much more difficult to reach the top of my head now that you know almost being bald would be a blessing, for God's sakes, because I wouldn't have to take care of it because I can't reach it.
Well,
it's when you mount a brush on the wall and just
Hey, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
I was gonna say, how do you wash your hair?
Just super glue it to your the mirror in your bathroom, you know, the medicine cabinet, and just hang on to the bottom of the cabinet.
Oh, that's awesome. Perfect.
Well, Mama T, just remember though that if you ever do go out with any of these guys, just remember to protect yourself.
Hi, I'm Ken Butterscotch, and I used to be worried about going out. But now, I feel confident and safe, because I'm wearing a condom.
SkyCorp condoms provide extra strength, so there's absolutely no leakage. Now you can go about your day feeling fully protected.
Whew, lovely weather we're having.
Oh, I know. It's great, isn't it?
Sure is. I just came.
Pick up a pack of SkyCorp condoms today and go fuck yourself. Now available in sandpaper.
Is the sandpaper on the inside or the outside?
I have no idea.
It's on the inside, so it don't slide off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or prevents
That doesn't sound so terrible for me.
I figured you like the name last name Butterscotch. You could be Tanya Butterscotch.
How about go fuck yourself?
Mama Butterscotch.
I think man Butterscotch, sir. Well, I mean, how about do you like the Mountain Dew, Mama T?
I love Mountain Dew.
All right, well, I got a little poetry for you here.
Sometimes I'll do my wife. Sometimes my wife will do me. Sometimes I do my friends. I will never do my sister. But if I can't get anyone to do me, then I'll just do myself. Life is so much better when you do each other, except your sister. Don't do her. Do the do. This video is not sponsored by Mountain Dew. Yet.
Yet. There was this girl who like had this dream of this Dr. Pepper song, and they actually made it into a commercial.
Oh wow.
Look it up. It's a thing. And it's just like a cute short little jingle, and it's catchy. Well, I haven't listened to it for a week, so I forget it.
Is it as catchy? Is it as catchy as getting the getting a little diarrhea from eating too much breakfast?
Hi, neighbors. I always get the shits when I eat French toast during a snowstorm. How about you? It's best to be prepared.
That is wrong.
How do
That's
you
wrong.
make fun of a great Pittsburgh guy?
Yeah. You leave Mr. Rogers out of it.
Hey, I'm sorry, he's everywhere in AI. He was like the first guy to come back from the dead, with AI.
Yeah, making fun of a Pittsburgh guy.
No.
God, man, when I don't know, when I was a kid, man, I'd like dug Sesame Street and the Electric Company and all that shit. But man, I'm sorry, when Mr. Rogers came on, I'm glad he's popular now, and I'm glad, it's okay. I can put up with it, but oh my God, did I hate that show when I was.
I know you like Mr. Green Jeans on what's his name?
Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. Yeah.
I actually, to be honest with you, who I really loved was Red Green. Now that.
Oh
was
yeah. Oh,
You're gonna say lamb chop.
I was gonna say Red Green is pretty well known around Minnesota. He came to Rapid City here back in 2014, and I got to meet him back at that point in time. He's great.
I bet you did, Frankie.
I did. I did.
Duct tape.
About that.
Red Green taught me so many uses for duct tape.
Yeah, right.
I always and Harold. Oh my God.
I bet he did. How many ways to keep your boyfriend in bed with duct tape, huh?
That's right. Because that's what
it's about. Duct tape.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
I'd love you to teach me, Mama T. I would let you.
Thank God misogyny laws don't apply to this show. For God's sake, Mama T. You would have lawsuits on a daily basis.
Well, I'm used to it.
Hey.
My whole life, man. My whole life.
Roast.
Well, that's just the thing about it, though. It's like, we try. I try hard to make sure that we have a good show. To have the best of the best.
You try hard.
If that means that I have to pick out Mama T to get a few laughs, then I'm going to do it.
You try hard. Do you need duct tape?
You try hard.
Yeah.
Do you need duct tape? if you're only trying.
Yeah. Do you need duct tape to keep it hard? I mean, you try hard.
Oh, jeez. All right, we're not going back to that now again.
It's okay. Oh, it's okay to have a laugh at my expense, but when it comes to you,
Yeah, tell him, Mama T.
Here we go.
Good sport, man. I gotta say, she puts up with a lot of shit.
You ain't kidding.
You get major props, Mama T.
We love you,
I'll
Mama
drink to that.
T. Mama T,
Yeah,
we love you, or we wouldn't do it to you, and you know it.
I know.
Only I would, and that's about it.
Listen to me. Since I come on the show, I respect you highly. I do. I really
appreciate
do. I
that,
respect you a lot. I do.
Well, you
From my
talked about
heart.
Red Green. You talked about Red Green earlier on. Well, here's a picture of me with Red Green from 2014.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh my God, I'm impressed, Frankie.
Yeah. I got to interview him and everything. It was great. He gave me free tickets to his show.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it
That's
for
awesome.
like next week or something.
I even
My,
have the whole Red Green box set at my house here.
He gave you tickets to a show that never happened.
My friend Hannah that I used to work with at Crystal Sugar was a big Red Green fan, and I think she was at that same event because she got pictures too. And
but this was in Rapid City, South Dakota, in 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Well, wherever he was, and I don't know where else he traveled in 2014, but I'm pretty sure that was the year that she said she went and saw him.
That's a good possibility. I mean, because he was going on tour and he was going all over, so he stopped in Bemidji, and all the local areas because a lot of people knew who he was. In Rapid City, I was surprised how many people knew who he was. But
what did he do then? Is that the guy we're interviewing?
No. The guy that we're interviewing has nothing to do with Red Green. The guy we're interviewing
Red Green. The Red Green Show. You got to look it up.
Who's the Red Green Show?
Okay, this is not the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show. It's the Red Green Show.
What's the Green Show?
And he he's like this old guy, and he's married, and he wears
and he likes little kids.
And he loves duct tape, and he lives in Canada, and he runs a lodge, and keep your stick on the ice.
The little mice in the bottles, eh?
Huh?
Like the two guys from Canada, they get a mice in a bottle, they get free case of beer, eh? What's them guys called?
I don't know.
The McKinsey brothers.
Mm.
You don't know the McKinsey brothers?
No.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
McKinsey brothers.
Never heard of them. I heard about Trailer Park Boys.
You never heard of Doug and Bob McKenzie? Where's your toolkit?
Hey, yeah, hey. Hey, we got a mouse in the bottle, eh? We get a free case of beer, eh?
Second City characters that were really big. They did a movie.
Oh,
Strange Brew.
Okay, all right, yep. Okay, I know.
Like Saturday Night. Who was Rick Moranis and
Dave Thomas.
Yeah,
Dave Thomas. Yep.
I have that movie. I'm their first, their only movie that they did.
Was it that?
Strange Brew?
That's kind of what Red Green is.
Kinda.
Red Green.
The American style thing.
Well, yeah, but he's a Canadian legend, that's for sure.
Hey,
for sure. Here's a example of what we're talking about here. Bad Doug.
Every man has a few things in his life that he knows he should do, but he never quite gets around to. Now, maybe for you, it's paying your taxes or visiting a relative or getting those empty beer bottles out of the sink. For me, it's cleaning out my car. I try to do it once every year. It's been a pretty good year. All right, now this is a situation that often faces the handyman. Do you just press on with a hopeless cause, or do you try to come up with some creative way to do the job better? Or do you just go for a nap? Well, I'm going to come up with a better way to do this, because I can't be sleeping on my television show. That's your job. All right, I'm thinking what we got to do is get the roof off of there, and I want to do it with as little effort as possible. I have a reputation to consider. Okay, now I need to add a couple of steel channels on the side. Here again, Innovation is the key. Don't know quite what I'm looking for, but I'm sure I'll recognize it when I see it. Life is a smorgasbord. Now, I know I'm not going to find exactly what I want, so I'm going to have to adapt. I need a couple of channels, sort of like eaves troughs, so there's got to be something here that's sort of like an eaves trough, or something I could make into something like an eaves trough. Okay, took a little extra time and a little extra imagination, but we now have the perfect way to clean out your car. Don't have to do any bending, you don't need a vacuum, and it won't kill a whole afternoon. So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Oh, were you wondering how that car cleaning thing works? I'll give you 3 guesses. Hey, Red Green here with an interesting Christmas gift idea. Maybe you got somebody on your list who's difficult to buy for or difficult to want to buy for. Well, how about a couple of tickets to my brand new show? I'm touring next year with the This Could Be It tour. You figure it out. Gonna be doing America in the spring, Canada in the fall. Hopefully the guy you're buying for lives in one of those places. To get tickets, go to redgreen.com, follow the breadcrumbs, get a couple of tickets for him, get one for yourself. I'll see you there. Till then, Merry Christmas.
Until then, keep your stick on the ice.
That's right. That's right. So there you go. That's an idea of what he looks like.
What is it? What is it? What is that slogan they say at the men's meeting? If I have to, I guess. What? How does that serve?
Yeah. Meaning, if I have to drink again, I will,
or I think it's called the man's prayer. I think.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Something about if I.
So that actually was a TV
I can
show?
change. Something about I can change if I have to, I guess, or something like that.
Wait a minute, that actually was a TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a channel.
Yeah.
You can look it up. If you've got Roku, you can look that up, and there's
That was
a
on
Red
at
Green channel.
30 minutes every week.
Yeah.
And
I'm
people
a
watch.
man. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. That's
it.
And people actually watch that show every week.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. I have the whole series on DVD right here in my house. Here.
Yeah, he doesn't do it anymore. He doesn't make new shows anymore, but
yeah, but he was on for like 15 seasons, so
yeah.
Wow. You people in Minnesota must not have nothing to do during the day.
Now when there's pretty fun.
Well, I was from Utah, and it certainly that episode right there made me laugh because I had a father who had a 1958 Chrysler that the only thing he ever did was, it was actually a Plymouth, that the only thing he ever did was drive it to work. My mother demanded that he buy a car that he didn't trash up like his truck or the Lincoln. And so he bought this 1958 Plymouth that just, all he did was drive it to work. And in the entire time that he owned it, he never cleaned it out once. And when it got so full, there literally, you couldn't put any more garbage in it. He just got rid of the car.
Well, let's take a quick
I found pizza in my
here.
car once.
Take a quick bathroom break before we get to the top of the hour here. And when we come back, we'll be joined by our guest, Austin Janowsky. And should be a lot of fun here for our interview hour.
Hey, one for our guest.
Hey, perfect. Yes. Amen. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Okay, hold tight.
All the trouble, I try to stay away. Making me talking again this way. It keeps pulling me back in. Kept my middle fingers up. I can't undo the damage. Tell me the reasons why you try to break my core. Tell me the fucking reasons you keep coming back for more. Like the wreckage of the damage you designed. I'm done debating all the bullshit rattling in my mind. So many questions coming to light. I spent too many years bowing down to the fight. Hiding from the mirror with fear deep inside my eyes. I'm a rebel that don't give a damn. I swear that my rebellion isn't just a fading sign. I don't care that judgment comes. I just want it to stand alone. The only voice that matters is the one I own. Kept my middle fingers up. Can't undo the damage. Tell me the reasons why you try to break my core. Tell me the fucking reasons you keep coming back for more. Such the wreckage of the damage you designed. I'm done debating all the bullshit rattling in my mind. Testing my belonging every time. I traded false perception for the lie. A silent pressure in my mind. You can call me lost and scarred. Kept my middle fingers up. I can't undo the damage. Tell me the reasons why you try to break my core. Tell me the fucking reasons you keep coming back for more. Such the wreckage of the damage you designed. I'm done debating all the bullshit rattling in my mind. Found my voice, found my voice. Found my voice, finally outside my mind. I keep smoking always, 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 always. Tell me the reasons why you try to break my core. Tell me the fucking reasons you keep coming back for more. Search the wreckage of the damage you designed. I'm done debating all the bullshit rattling in my mouth. I found my voice and I'm screaming it loud.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
Right. Welcome back to Frankie Slosson's Renegade Radio. I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slosson. It's our second hour, our interview hour, and we are joined by Mama T, Max Payne, Antique Man, and Mad Dog, and our special guest for the second hour, a guy who was in Stranger Things. So finally got somebody who was actually in the show to join us for a broadcast. Mr. Austin Janowsky, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Welcome, Austin.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, we're very excited to have you on the broadcast because like I said, you're one of the first people that we got that were actually on the show, and you can kind of tell us kind of the whole process and stuff of how you got on, and as well as other stuff that you've been working on, and our attention is on you tonight, and so we're honored to have you be a part of the broadcast.
All about me? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. That's a lot of pressure here. Hold on, let me. This is tea.
Yeah, mine too. Mr. Miller, did you find Debbie?
Very good. Nice and smooth. So what do you want to know? Ask me some questions.
I said, Mr. Miller, did you find Debbie?
Did you find Debbie? Funny question. She's on her way home as we speak, and the military said that everything was supposed to be okay. And she went over to a friend's house, something about gaming or whatever, and then she'll be back for dinner. We just let her do her own thing.
You do know that it's a thing that when people go to that house, they don't come back.
I've heard those things, but Devers is she's pretty special. She's tough. I think she can handle it. We'll see. Yeah, it's funny. People are like, "Why did you let her go?" And I'm like, "Well, it wasn't by choice. We didn't really have that sort of choice." It's interesting. We just not to get ahead of ourselves, but when I first got on the radar to get booked, and it's a funny, very interesting process. Acting is an insane profession, and I'm very, very blessed to have like a small glimmer of what it's like for a lot of other people. This is something I've always dreamt of doing. Never thought I'd be able to get to do it. I was theater guy in high school. And, this is 1989. Can't believe I had I'm a heavy metal looking dude and I'm not cutting my hair for theater. I joked about that. So I liked artwork. I liked drawing. I liked, comic books was like my thing. And, where I lived, we were about 4 hours from New York. Marvel DC was there. A lot of pros lived in the area, around the area. And that's where I gravitated to comics. I signed my first contract in 94 as an inker. I thought, back then it wasn't coloring. So an inker was like finishing the book. And then I went to the printer so I could work with writers and artists. So to me, that was a win. And that's kind of how I got into it. But my backup plan for family was graphics using this new magical thing called the computer. And learning programs like Photoshop and Illustrator as soon as they just came out, which made me marketable. And 20 some odd years of doing my backup plan as a designer, then art director and creative director working for Disney and everything like that. I retired and friends were making films. So they asked me to be a part of it. I said, this is amazing. How are we, what can I do? I need to do more. And I just thought I would just give it a shot. And because I loved acting and here I am now. I mean, I still don't believe it. It's still just insane to me. This was, and I've said on other things I've been interviewed on, but this was literally a pine. Like, we joke with your friends, top 5 all time. If you could possibly do anything in film, what would you want to do? And my first one was Stranger Things, because I was a huge fan. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I played D&D. I biked around and did adventures in the whole nine. I mean, this was me growing up. Never in my wildest dreams I could possibly get into it. So long answer for you, Frankie. How did I get to be a part of it? My agent got us auditions. I got 3 at the same time, and they were one lines. One was for the dad role. One was for the scientist role, the one that got killed by young Mr. Creel, and one was an MP. And they're all just one lines. And I did 2 takes of each. I taped them all the same day, November 2023, gone. And then we moved on to something else. And then in February of 2024, I was on a commercial shoot and I got the text saying you're in the mix for Stranger Things. So I wrote back, the hell are you talking about? She said, hold on a minute. And then she gave me a call and said I was pinned. And my knowledge of being pinned at the time was, all right, you're pinned for this certain day. If you don't get this certain day, if it goes past, then you don't get it. So the day passed, I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't get it. And she's like, no, sweetie, you're pinned from March 1st to December 31st. So I was pinned for most of the year. And my character originally was supposed to be something different from what you saw on the screen. There was supposed to be more to it. There was my wife at the time, my agent said, was supposed to be an old 80s star. And it was going to go in a completely different direction from what it did. So seeing me on the screen or going on set and filming the things that I filmed and then coming to find out some of them weren't used, I understand why they didn't do it, because it's a pacing. They did focus on just the kids because they didn't want to introduce new kids, right? Or new characters. I get it. But I got my scenes, I got my name and everything. And to me, it was just absolutely fantastic. Being on set was incredible. They're so beyond professional. They knew exactly what they were doing. So friendly. The directors and everything were so cool. Megan Hayes, who played my wife, she's a pro. She's been doing this a lot longer than me, doing big stuff.
Great.
Even Stevens, this was her first thing, but she acted like she had been there forever. She was fantastic. She was so much fun, and she was having such a great time that it just made the whole thing enjoyable. And I did my stuff, and then I got clapped off set as I wrapped by the cast and crew. So that's like, okay, I'm good. We'll see you later. I'm retired. I'm fine. That's it. And everything else is just gravy from now on. I mean, getting clapped off on Stranger Things. Are you kidding me? What the? Does it get better than that? I don't think so.
That's like being like that's like being on Star Trek, or like what do you think this is going to do for your career to be able to say I acted on Stranger Things, one of the biggest Netflix series of all time?
Yeah. Well, I loved So, I mean, being a fan, right? And just loving the series on its own, and then being able to try to step away that you're actually a part of that in some form or fashion, that you're in the canon now. You know what I mean? And I'm lucky that, like, you know, I'm not just like a name, like, you know, I'm Alan Miller. I'm Debbie Miller's dad. You know, Debbie was in tons of scenes. She was a big focus on it. So that's even better. But yeah, it's just, it's so much fun. So yeah, Mama, it has opened a lot of eyes to me, which is amazing. I've had a few feature film offers, which is very nice for 2026, which is great. It's funny, you know, I tell people I'm on Stranger Things and they ask what I do and I tell them what it is. And they're like, no. And I'm like, I know it's the beard. You can't really see, but they're like, oh yeah.
No, that was an 80s beard. That was an 80s beard. It was better. Yeah. It's better than a 70s mustache.
You know, it's okay. So here's a funny story. So when I went in for my fittings for clothes, which was so cool because you could see the photos of all the main characters like in their garb. So it was like I took myself and I'm like, click, you know, trying to take a couple photos, you know. And so when we went to hair and makeup, they're like, oh, we like your beard, just you're good. And then we go to the other person and they're like, oh no, you need to shave it. And then I go to a third person, oh well, no, we love your mustache. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, just let me know what you want me to do and I'll do it. So the main makeup person, she goes, so I hear you have a problem with your facial hair. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I just want to make sure that I'm not shaving something off that doesn't need to be shaved off. And I want to do it like a day or so ahead of time because I don't normally shave my beard.
It doesn't grow that fast if they want to do
She's
that.
like, well, you can either clean shaven or a mustache. I'm like, well, let's do a mustache. That'll be fun. She's like, all right, done. I'm like, okay. She's like, okay. Like I was going to fight her on something. I'm like, no, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. I just, again, I heard it from 3 different people, 3 different things. I just wanted to make sure. So,
right.
Super mustache.
That's amazing. And with you being an independent actor and stuff, I suppose, you know, you just never thought that the day would come that you'd be making like as a you weren't a headliner, but you were just like, you know, supporting character basically. Yeah. But I mean, that's still important though. I mean, people don't realize the importance of supporting characters. Just because you're not a main character doesn't mean that your lines aren't as important as everybody else's. Everybody's lines are important.
I agree. You know, it's
have to have family.
Well, yeah. You know, so many people. Okay, when people are getting into film, you have to ask yourself: do you love to act, or do you love to try to be famous? Right? In comic books, I was famous because I was lucky to work for Marvel and Image and everything like that. I had a following at one time. Now I'm just the old guy. I'm like, whatever. You know. So I'm like, okay, I'm a character actor. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't care how big the role is. If it's important to the story, integral to the storyline, that's all I can ask for. And this is what happened. So with Stranger Things, you know, my kid was integral for episode 4, which was the most popular episode in the entire series, and helped launch the rest of the episodes. Now, some of the other episodes later on weren't as well accepted or liked, because I think everyone has some preconceived notions of how they want things to end, and when it doesn't fit into them, they get upset, and I completely understand that. But yeah, small characters can have big impacts on storylines, a lot more so than you could possibly think. I mean, look at the actress who played 8. You know, she was like, no one liked her in season was it 2 or 3?
I think it was 2.
And then she comes back and she's like the MVP. Like, she's the hero of the, you know, she sacrificed and did everything to save Al. I mean, what a redemption arc, to say anything. That's just incredible.
But nobody trusted her that's what she was doing either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So another question I have for you.
Sure.
How cool was it being on this set with all this 80s stuff around? Did you ever look at something and say, no, that's not from the 80s, or that shouldn't exist yet? Or did you anything like that?
Oh, I had flashbacks of being at my friend's house, and I'm like, oh my God, they had that same rug. Wow, it was ugly back then. Like, you know, or the type of couches or something. Or like, oh, I had that. I remember Dad having that, or I had that toy or whatever.
For that ashtray?
Yeah, well, they were so good and so accurate. You know, recreating rooms and everything to fit the not only the 80s but the year that they were in. You know what I mean? Their finite detailing was just on point. And that's what I really appreciated the most about that. The 10% extra that they did on this series for pretty much every single scene, that's what made it such like the best show ever, in my opinion. It's the little details, it's the little things and the little Easter eggs and all that. It's a thinking show. People don't, I mean, there's layers, there's different things. So that's why you watch it over and over again, because you're always catching something else. You're always seeing something else. You're always noticing something else. And that helps rethink certain things, even from previous seasons. You're like, oh, so you have to go back. So to me, the Duffer Brothers are geniuses on stuff like that. They make you work. They make you think, which is
Did you actually meet them?
Huh?
Did you actually meet them?
No, unfortunately, I did not have a chance to meet them. I hung out with Will, because Will had scenes right after me, so I was able to talk with him. Super cool guy. Yeah, like I'm getting clapped off after I rapped. He's like next to the director, like they're clapping. You know, it's just insane. The whole thing just crazy to me. I'm so thankful.
Well, I should probably let other people ask you questions too. I'm not the only one that watched the show.
Well, Max, you know, or go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yes, no, go ahead. No.
I was gonna say Max Payne would just watch the whole series of the show. I mean, he had a lot of thoughts about it. I mean, what do you think there, Max, as far as your thoughts on the whole show?
Well, it's fun to listen to because I've been fortunate enough to. I like the whole psychology behind being an actor, because it's always that fear of, you know, you want something really bad, you know, like to know you're auditioning for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Then you go do it, and then you don't hear anything for like ever. And we as actors, you're already conditioned to walk out the door and go, oh, I didn't get that. I'm done.
Yeah.
You have to build up that protectionism in your own mind.
Well, so, you know, you hear a lot of different people saying, well, you know, you go to work, auditioning, that's the job and everything like that. And honestly, it is. It honestly is. You know, getting an audition nowadays compared to how it was, say, when I was first starting, you know, live auditions, they had a finite amount of people that they would bring in to audition, and then even less in person for callbacks. Now with self-taping, instead of having 100 people that they bring in, they'll bring in 3,000 sent out to possibly fill this one role. So the thought process of how you were auditioning shifted dramatically, especially with COVID and everyone doing the self-tapes. So you have to have that mindset of auditioning is the thing, because you're not trying to win the role. You're trying to first win over the casting directors, that you can follow the directions, that you're easy to work with. You do a really interesting version of what you think the character is, right? And if you fit their world and you can get into what they want overall, and then production will put you in there, amazing. But the fact is, if you win over the casting directors, they're like, okay, this guy's easy to work with. He can fit in what we're trying to do. You'll get the more auditions. So the more auditions you get, the more eyes you get in front of different productions. You know what I mean? Over time, you get better as an actor, understanding what your character is, what it's supposed to do in the scene, right? Is it moving it along? Are you helping or hindering the main characters, right? And you don't do too much. You just do your version. And that's all you can really do. You know, you enjoy the process. and you kind of go on your business afterwards. And if you don't think about it, if you don't dwell on something, and then it doesn't matter if it doesn't work out, you know what I mean? And that's a hard thing to do, Max, because the first few years you want it so bad. Right. You want to do it. You just want to do it. That it can be very soul crushing. So what I did was, when I was starting out and learning how to audition, I worked not only in front of the camera as an actor, but I worked behind the scenes to understand how a film or TV show was actually made. So I was a PA. I did scripty, I did sound, I did gaff, I did first aid, I did all these sort of things to be a better actor in the front. And I think that's helped me along. So getting an audition, honestly, is like, I'm woo, even now it's just like, I so excited. And then getting a call back, I'm just floored. And booking anything is just tremendous. Now, financially, you have to be able to have some sort of ability to cover your costs until you get to a certain place where you start making the money, right? A lot of people don't have that ability to do so. So you have to think, what kind of actor do I want to be? Do I want to just do commercials? Do I want to try to just be a background or a bit actor? Or do I want to go for it? If you want to go for it, that's fine. Just make sure you got something to pay your bills until you don't have to. But I've always done that. Like with comic books, my backup plan was doing graphics. And then I was able to do that for a long time. And honestly, I made more money doing as a creative director, art director, than I did in comic books. You know, now film is doing good, you know, but it took a while to get there. But you have to appreciate the process. And even if you think the audition might not be your fit, that's fine. Do the best of your ability, because the casting director will remember you, and you might not fit in this one, but they'll definitely think about you for the next. Did I answer your question? I talked a lot.
Yeah, so let's continue on with that, though, because here's my next question. You know, compared to old school, and I haven't auditioned in days, and I haven't even been part of the video submitting and all of that. So if you're a young person trying, you know, I was back in the day, like you're saying, when there was, you know, 300 people showed up instead of 3,000. You know, you actually went into a casting director, you get past, then you make it to the director, or you make it to their whoever, however far you get is all based on an audition where you show up. If you're a young actor or you're a young person, you go, you know what, acting is what I want to do. You feel like you've done what it takes, and maybe that's where you start, what it takes. But what is the system that you have to employ today from the beginning, if that's what you really want to be an actor today, and you really want to do what you're talking about? You want to Stranger Things, you want to, you know, here's these things, oh, I think I could do that, I want to do that, and you really want to pursue this. What does it look like today compared to what it did then, knowing what we know about what it was like then? How do you break in? What are the things that you need to start trying to pound your way into the business in 2026?
So if you're starting from square one and you want to kind of get into what you're hoping is a lifelong career, again, decide what kind of actor you want to be. And then start looking around your area and see who's making short films that might need a background actor, that might need something, and work for free. Because you're starting to do two things. One, get on-set experience, and two, start networking around and start talking with people. And if you can get in front of the camera and get some sort of footage, right, you can start building some sort of reel that you can hopefully talk to a local agent that will take you on and start submitting you to local commercials, which is what I did. And then from local commercials, practice how you're going to learn your lines, right? Because there's different memorization techniques. There's different ways of studying. There's different ways of, as an actor, different acting techniques. So you want to take classes, either online or in person. Remember, this is a job. It is fun, but you need to take it professionally and seriously. So you have to have this sort of mentality. I want the quality that I'm doing to be here, not here. And to be here, I need to take classes. I need to get some headshots done. I need to work for people. I need to start doing whatever I can do to get me in front of more eyes, to get some reel, to get to agency. And then from there, put out the best that you can and keep learning as you go. It's a continuous process. Every day you should be working on your craft if you're serious about that. And just know as the work comes along and you see that you're improving yourself, right? Hopefully you start booking some small things, and then the small things turn into some bigger things, and then some bigger things. It's a leveling up. It's a process, right? But enjoy what you're doing too. I mean, you got to love it. You really have to love it. But treat it as a job. Treat it professionally, right? Don't act like it's, well, I don't really need to focus on that. I don't really have to worry about that. No, you have to worry about everything. You know what I mean?
Don't turn anything down yet. Don't turn anything down. Don't turn anything down.
No, don't turn down any auditions or anything like that.
Well, maybe porno. But
dude, if they're into it and they like, I think I have good appendages, I'm all right. Whatever, you're in front of the camera. If that's the road you want to go, man, rock on, do it. Whatever.
The world has changed substantially now.
World is, yeah, you know, we got a world of OnlyFans now. Hey, whatever, you know, do your thing. I'm not. No one wants to see that with me. I mean, my wife, I appreciate her looking. You know, and it's like, thank you, honey, today. But you know, that's not me. I'm going this way. You go that way. Yeah. So you have to take it professionally, and to do it professionally, you have to spend a little bit of money. You have to get on Actors Access. You have to get on Pro IMDb, because Pro IMDb you can do more research than not only agencies. But if there's any projects that you want to, you know, work on, you can look up directors and writers and see what they've done in the past, what they're doing now, and have an idea of the type of stories that they're doing, so you have an understanding of the character that you're making to go into your auditions. There's a lot of different things that will go into it. And be okay with not being okay at first. Be okay not doing great at first, you know? And as you're doing headshots and doing auditions and you want an opinion, show people outside your close friends and family. They love you to death, but they won't help you. Yeah. So you want like actual like feedback.
I do have to ask, okay, because so a lot of actors do get their foot in the door by doing commercials and like little stuff like that. And you know, we've got so much AI out there, and companies are discovering it's a heck of a lot cheaper to just use AI and create a commercial than to pay an actor. Yeah. How do you think that's going to affect people who are trying to get their foot in the door now?
For people just getting their foot in the door, I wouldn't worry about that. It's the people that are established and they want to steal their image so they don't have to pay them lots of money and they can go on and go for cheap. You know what I mean? Create stuff to make a lot of money and not have to pay said celebrity or said name. That's where I think you have to kind of worry about that. AI across the board creatively does not help any of us, whether it's doing acting or whether it's artwork. Right now it's its infancy, so it's stealing a lot of stuff. Now, that being said, there are some people that will sell their AI images in the future for a set amount of money if they want to do that. You know, but SAG, the union, has put provisions in saying that it's not allowed, and there are states now that are saying it's not allowed. So it's going to be here one way or another, but the way it's going to be used is going to be dictated. I think there's going to be rules and regulations of how it's going to go. It's not going to be a free willy-nilly what it's done in the past, I think. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I hope I'm not, but I got a feeling with as much money and everything that's involved, there's going to be some sort of parameters put in place.
I guess what I really want to know though is if doing commercials is one of the main ways to get your foot in the door, and there's not going to be any commercials anymore. How are we going to get our foot in the door?
So there's this new thing called vertical stuff. Like it's all vertically shot. It's like soap opera sort of thing. It started about 2-3 years ago. And now it's at the point now where SAG is involved, where you can get your SAG cards from that. It's being legitimized and it's being used a lot more. So there's a lot more money towards it. So to get yourself in, that's kind of the way a lot of people are going now. And that's kind of what to look at, because it's not that expensive to create, but the views you can get are in the millions. So you can get in front of lots and lots of people that can hopefully catapult you. So there's always going to be commercials. There, in my opinion, I don't think it's ever going to go away. It maybe not nationally, but maybe like regionally or industrials. Or there's different forms you can do with commercials. You can make a fair amount of money to begin with too. It won't necessarily get you in front of the people that you want to, but again, it goes back to what kind of actor you want to do. There's some actors that perfectly are fine doing commercials. They do plays and they make money on commercials. They do theater and they're great with that. Some people like doing industrials. Some people like they want to do film and TV. I'm 80% film, TV now, and 20-something commercials. I think commercials are great. They're super fun. I was lucky to book one last week, it's a national, which is great, but it's not something I'm necessarily looking forward to. My career is kind of pushed into that realm now. So,
well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Austin, really for coming on the show. And answering all the questions and stuff. We don't have a lot for you, but we appreciate you being a guest on the show. What can you say? I mean, for like anybody that wants to know more about you or learn about your history, we'll just say.
For just general knowledge, just Google my name. Just kind of look that stuff up. I'm old man for Facebook, so just my name is Facebook or on Instagram and social media, that sort of stuff. And I still kind of do shows every now and again, so you can see me at that show. And then I kind of let people know what I'm booking or different things that I've done. So yeah, just look me up. If you got questions, hit me a message. Happy to chat with you. And if you got some directions, I'm happy to do that too, man. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So to me, every day is a blessing. It's just
if you're ever looking for you want something more to do in your life, and if you're not busy enough, you can always join us, be an honorary member of our crew. We're always looking for new members. Sometimes
that's cool. Well, we got the time and everything. I'll definitely slide in and do some chatting. Happy to.
Yeah, because we always get some really good guests. Maybe you can help us get some guests. Maybe you have a way to do that.
Hey, Mad Dog, did you have any questions for me before we go?
I was just listening. I didn't get into the stranger thing, but I was just listening. I did want to ask a question, but I was happy just listening. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Just want to make sure I didn't miss
anything. Because I did a lot of the commercial end of the acting thing, and I was just wondering, the next move for me was going to get into the movie thing, but I never really made that move. So me being a wrestler, I was into professional wrestling. I got a lot of commercials on my end from doing that.
Yeah,
in my local neighborhood, I should say.
Right.
Not not in big, but
anyways, there's always time, man. You never know. I mean, I started in my 40s, so maybe I know you're turning 45 next year or something.
Yeah, pushing 65, my friend. Next month, 65.
What? Stop. Hey, take anything from me? Are you good?
I still got it.
You'll fart.
No, you don't look a day over 25, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Austin, and thanks again for being a part of the show.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem, guys. I appreciate y'all asking me to come on. And
all right,
like I said, if you have questions, let me know. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for putting up all my questions.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Frankie, hit the music.
Oh, we will. We'll see you next week for another great edition of Frank Sloss's Renegade Radio. Bye, everybody.
Love you back.
Went to pick up 12 boners and foreskins and some 99-cent blue balls down there with the wood for sale. Hell no, he wanted me to present my octopus. If he'd have thrown in some beef lady finger meat, hell, I might have. What about the clearance? I think you mean clearance. And shut up and listen to me. We're having frozen armadillo and hot dogs with AIDS for dinner tonight. I think I'll do without the AIDS. Well, you better go get a camo condom so they don't see you coming. I would, Matthew, but I forgot about the pissing beef ball. Got a smorking room. No, smorking. Bullshit, I'm gonna pull the smorking lamb.